was always talking about God. He woke up, opened his big eyes, and talked about God. And after praying, he went to bed. He always said, "Thanks to God." Those were his last words before sleeping. He prayed himself, he fasted himself, and he did everything himself. And during the lessons, Slava quietly whispered to her teacher, "Irina Abramovna, and you have a little girl in your tummy." Irina Abramovna, his teacher, was in shock from these words. She said, "I can't remember how I finished my lessons." Slava went home, and the teacher went to the hospital, and she was proved that she was going to have a baby. And when his teacher and Slava went home together, they were neighbors. He said, "Irina Abramovna, you are a healthy woman, but you have problems with your heels." And since then, all the teachers started coming up to him. And since his school years, everything started up. By word of mouth, he became popular. People from the city came to him. People from the other sides came to him. He started talking with them, talking and talking. Everything came to true that he said. And he could even say, "Don't buy the tickets today because you will not go away. Take the tickets in 2 days." And when people disobeyed his words, regretted about it very much. When people who didn't see the difference between a God-gifted person and a psychic, when I asked him, "Slava, aren't you offended with them when you are said like this?" "They don't understand it. Forgive them," he said. Once he said, "In one day, one auntie will come. Don't take offense at her, please, but let her come up to us." So he warned about her. A lady came up. She was weird a bit. Since Slava explained her everything, how to live, I asked her, "What's your job?" She said, "I'm a cooker." And she asked him, "Can you heal? And I will bring you candies." I was so angry about it, but I let it be because he warned me about this woman. He liked to have long hair. He didn't let me cut his hair at the back, only near the temples. And the teacher said that the principal of the school was very strict and only short-cut hair was allowed to have. Slava looked at me with steady eyes. It was a rare moment when he had such eyes, and said, "Let my hair be like Jesus Christ's." When Slava started his school, it was interesting for him. But when he came home being disappointed, he said, "Mommy, everything that they teach us, everything is untrue." When he had history subject, he laughed at it, saying out how people manage with the history in such a silly and unreasonable way, that everything is wrong. He even laughed in some aspects how we misunderstand it so much. And he said that the whole history that we are taught is completely untrue. And then he said that this mathematical constant is wrong too, that this number 3.14 is wrong. And that's why, for this reason, and because of other different mathematical calculations, there is a huge oil leaking out because of other different mathematical errors. The earth is contaminated, and when the earth is completely absorbed with these few leaks, it will be in greater fire, and the fire exactly will be. According to the experts, oil producers, about 1 billion of oil emulsion is collected now. It's used for any kind of production, and they get rid of it directly on the ground. And as a result, it leads to the terrible sludge leaks in oil production sites. Slava said that the earth is not round. I asked him, how not round? We were taught that it was round. The astronauts flew to the space and saw it being round. They fly around it. He answered, why, mommy? It's possible to do it in a circle too. And he added, if to look at the earth from the space, the astronauts can't see anything in exception of shining flatness. And even from the moon, the astronauts won't see the Earth, but from the distance of the sun, they could hardly see the whole planet. And he said that the Earth is established on the stalactite pillars, and they are white, very solid and strong. These pillars are established on the strongest material, on the water. It's so hard that it's able to hold all of this. Then there is like a bubble and a base. Slava said that this marble core is mines extractions of emeralds, that we are drilling into them and they are drilling up to us. We can't injure the earth so much, and when the global warmth is, there will be the earth holes because of built too heavy plants and factories, buildings. Slava said that people don't know the earth completely. Especially he laughed too much when he was told that millions, billions years ago dinosaurs died out. He was sitting at the desk and laughed like a ringing bell. I asked him, Slava, why? Why are you laughing so much? Mommy, they didn't die out. They live under the ground. In those holes, there are a lot of their eggs. The light is refracted in such a way that there is a life under the ground. He said that they have soft green grass, they have clean water, they have good conditions to live there. I asked him why they will go out to the surface. Slava said, in order not to be smart about this too much. God will let it happen for a short period to put a man to a shame, who say, millions, billions years ago, they died out. Sakhalin Island. Fishermen found an unknown creature's remains. They are fresh. The creature was alive about 2 months ago. According to the bones conditions, experts say that this is the Pliosaurus, who considered to be died out millions years ago. I said, Slava, I don't understand what you are talking about so much. Let's have a diary for making notes. You will write it down. There everything. He said, okay, mommy. And he started writing it down. Sometimes he dictated and I was writing down. And sometimes these things were too weird. When Slava died, his dad cut a piece of hair for memory and put it inside of his business suit pocket. It was in our wardrobe on the hanger. And when we had funeral process in the graveyard, At this very time, this diary, this hair, my scarf, and one my candle from the coronation disappeared. One I had and one was out. If they wanted to steal something, we had money at home. After Germany, we had good dishes. We had something to be stolen, but only these things disappeared. I don't know why. That's why only 2-3 notes are left, and there is information about these dinosaurs. Slava wrote them down so detailed. Nerves, legs. I asked, why are they so detailed? He replied, Mommy, at least people could hardly fight with them. Because these animals are not usual. Sometimes we are faced with information about Yeti. We are not sure if they really exist or not, but they exist. They just will kill people and eat them up because they are from the wild nature. They will be so smart, they will sneak upon a man so barely unnoticed. And a man lost all his sensitivity to everything so much that they will cause a lot of disaster for a short time. It was said by Slava, not me. I don't tell anything from my point of view, I just remember what he said. Slava was always neat. He always had a hanky. He was wearing light trousers, sneakers. In summer, when it was hot, I thought Slava would sleep longer, but usually after 7 he couldn't sleep because children were waiting for him on the 2 benches like sparrows. They started playing with him. Slava started talking with them about God, and once they were playing outside and it was a little bit raining. They hid under the sunshade. After the rain, they sat on the bench, and Slava, from the shoulders to the top of his head, had a big white shine. Firstly, they trembled, then surprised, and then they picked up the pebbles and started to throw through this shining to see if it gets through or not. He loved birds very much. He said birds participated in creation of time. You mustn't hurt birds. To kill birds is a great sin. I didn't clarify how, because it's unclear for me anyway. I'm just saying you what he said. We should feed them and care about them.